Hello, what's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back. It's your boy Blue Games. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. We're gonna be back on Infinite Flight today. Oh yeah, gotta check out this this newish Infinite Flight update that just came out a week ago now, I believe. It just was not in my schedule to do Infinite Flight last week, so we are now jumping into it now. So of course we're in the A320, which got a little bit of a makeover, just a little touch up. We got some new systems and things going on in here. Definitely looking forward to sharing that with you guys. I know most of you, again, is not like a huge, like, it's not, I mean, it's been a week now, so it's not 100% new, so most of you guys already know, obviously. But we're just gonna take a look at it together, and I'm gonna show you my thoughts on it and what I think about it. And what is up, Maria? Thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Blue Arrow family. And we're also gonna be checking out some new-ish scenery as well. We're out here in Indonesia. I think we're in, where are we? Jakarta, and we're gonna be flying to Bali. I think that's how you call it. And honestly, before this stream, I had no idea where that was. So one of the reasons that I wanted to do this, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So if you wanna fly with us, come along. If not, you can just watch. You can comment, whatever it is you want to do. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. What's up, Mr. Silly Bum? Good to see you. Cameron, Dennis, Raven, George, Byron, I think is how you say your name. Thomas, welcome back. Sammy, Space Plane, Just Yarn, Javion Johnson, good to see you. Gamer Infinite Flight, Jordan J, Sammy Latvala, Infinite TK, Astronomical. Who else? Kimmy Dean, what's up? Swerve, what's going on, man? Alberto, good to see you. Yonda Morris, Baseball Inferno, The Real Jayden, Ben Brown, Gaming Galaxy, and let's see, I think that is most of you who got here early. VIP status, Jack, welcome as well, man. Avia Johnson. All right, so simple flight today is real short again. But the main thing with today's flight, honestly, just kind of looking, just checking out some of the features. I will go ahead and say this now, since it's the beginning of the stream, that this will be my only Infinite Flight stream for the week. So the rest of the week will be X-Plane for the rest of the week. So if you're an X-Plane person, we'll be doing that tomorrow through the end of the week, including Friday. So do not ask if I'm going to be flying in Friday night flight, because I will not answer you. But anyway, so today, let's focus on today. Today is Infinite Flight. Today is Airbus. Today is new scenery. Let's make it happen. All right, so where should I start? We're on expert server, by the way, just so you know. Where should I start? Where should I start? Okay, so we have some new buttons, I believe. We do have some new buttons. Let's go to the inside view here really quickly. And we got our good old buddy, old pal, Mr. Bob, next to us. He's been there since the beginning, you know what I'm saying? So one thing you'll notice for sure is that all these systems are off. In the past, whenever you would turn the aircraft on, the avionics were already on magically, you know what I mean? So now you actually have a legit cold and dark aircraft that welcomes you whenever you load into the sim, as long as you have your engines turned off when you start up, obviously. Let's go to systems, and we can hit master, and you'll see those screens come to life. Sadly, there are no sounds that happen when this happens. I mean, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. But yeah, that's my first thought right now, is that it's kind of anticlimactic. You hit the battery button and you see the screens light up, which is amazing. But you don't get any kind of clicking, you know what I mean? Like the, no avionics, power, GPU, APU, like none of that really. You're not really getting any of those noises. And that's just my personal opinion. Maybe you don't care, but sound is always a big deal for me when it comes to immersion, to really get that full effect. But yes, we got the screens looking dope. I already put my flight plan in, and that's what we're seeing right here. I do love that. I love that so much. It's really cool that you can actually see the flight plan on the, I believe that's the MFD. And then on the PFD here on the left, we got obviously our virtual horizon and all that kind of stuff. It also shows our next waypoint, which is really exciting because we all know that the A350 is coming to Infinite Flight soon-ish. which we don't know how soon that is. It could be like later this year, it could be next year, but we know it's coming. And so this is some of the technology that Infinite Flight is incorporated into the A350 that we know is going to happen, that they've already given to us in the Airbus A320. Matter of fact, I'm thinking, if I don't know how far away we are from the A350 actually coming to release, but I'm thinking if it's like next year, I think that we may see a better version of this in the A350. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't know anything extra that nobody else knows. Anyways, I'll show the rest as we go. I don't want to sit on the ground for too long. We do have a flight to do and a route to take. So we'll go ahead and tune into Unicom here. There's no ATC out here in Indonesian today. And we'll be using runway. There are 2 runways. We'll see. We're closer to 07 left, so we'll take 07 left.
Romeo Alpha Victor India November. Holding.
Let me know if you guys can hear everything all right. Make sure there's no echo on that. Very nice. Let's do a real quick sound check here. And what I usually do for sound checks, I say send traffic advisory using 07 left. Let's see if I get it. We'll do left traffic.
Jakarta Soekarno
Alright, we're good.
Using runway 7 left traffic.
Alright, so I'm just gonna turn the seatbelt signs on, nav lights on, beacon lights on, I'm about to move. And that's all we need at the moment. And there's no ATC, so we don't need to request clearance. We just gotta watch our back, make sure there's no aircraft behind us. There is one. He's going to the right, which is the same way we want to go, so we can push back behind him. I'm gonna go ahead and go to pushback, and that should activate infinite passengers. I'm not sure if it's actually working right now. Let's see. So, do we have a cruise altitude? Don't think I have a cruise. Yeah, 35,000 is our cruise altitude today. We'll start at 2,000, 12,000 feet will be our initial.
Jakarta Soekarno Unicom, Romeo Alpha Victor India November is taking off.
And starting engine number 2.
Departing east.
And let's watch it. Let's see if it does it. Ah, yeah. We got N1. Right, N1's at 20%. Still pushing back. It was so quiet. It was like, I was like waiting to hear the engines turn on. You really can't hear it too much on the inside. Not on Infinite Flight. But alright, let's do the next engine. Starting engine number 1 now. I do like that though. Like I love seeing the progress. I love seeing the progress Infinite Flight is making.
Soekarno Unicom, Tango Hotel Oscar Mike Alpha Sierra, holding short runway 7 left.
On a mobile simulator, you know, like it's cool. Like you actually see the N1 rising. Not showing the rest of the engine information because there should be an N2 and some other things like oil pressure, stuff like that, which we're not seeing, but that could be to come in the future. Our status is completely blank. I don't know if anything ever comes to the status menu, but it'd be nice to see something there. We also have our GPS information here. Have our next waypoint, I believe, which is Merritt. And it shows, I think it's what our current altitude is in the UTC time. Alright, so beacons should have been on already.
Jakarta Soekarno Unicom, Alpha Sierra Victor.
And let's see, I'm gonna take a real quick. I'm pretty sure I know the answers to this, but do the lights move now? No. So our beacon light is right there. It says off, and no, it does not move yet. And I'm looking at these things because when the XCub came out, we're gonna go ahead and taxi so we don't hold up the line. And flaps 1. When the XCub came out, Infinite Flight also had the buttons that moved. You know, the whenever you hit the master switch, or whenever you hit the master here, you'd see the master switch actually flip on in the XCub, as well as the same with the lights. And so I was wondering, you never know, maybe it happened with the Airbus as well, but not so much this time, not yet. But I'm pretty sure again in future updates we may see a lot more animated buttons and things like that happening in the inside. Alright, so we'll taxi behind him. We'll follow him to runway 07 left. Again, if you're flying with us, as I always say, please be respectful and watch out for other people around you. Don't taxi through them. You know how to do. We do not have any ATC, so. But there may be people watching who can ghost you or get you reported, so don't trip. Alright, so let's see. Another thing I'm really excited about too is that no HUD life. You know what I mean? Like, you know me, I've always complained about having this on the screen. Like, I've never been a fan of having all this HUD and information on the screen. Like, I'm not flying a fighter jet. A fighter jet, yeah, I get that. But when I'm flying general aviation or airliner, I don't want to see this big old HUD on the screen, which we may end up using anyways. We'll see. Because right now the tough thing with it is that it's just really hard to see this little bitty screen here, and I'm on an iPhone 10, so my screen is only like this big, so it's really tough for me to see that. Also notice where the altitude has changed to 12,000 there, and if we change the speed, it'll also change on the left side and our heading as well, which will be on the bottom. But I gotta say, I think so far, my favorite two things about the animated the animated screens in the cockpit of the A320 are these two things right here, and it's just this right here. I think my most favorite is this on the right that actually shows your route. I love that. I love that you see your route, you see the next waypoint, you can see the heading to your next waypoint, your ground speed, your true airspeed, the wind information. Like, that's great. That is that's much needed. Like, that's a necessity that needs to be there for sure. Obviously you need this, but I just really like this second screen. You see, does the standby one work as well? Yeah, it looks like the standby one works as well. Like, how far are we from the runway? Not too far. Today's flight, I think it's gonna be about an hour and a half, something like that. Basically, he's gonna fly over the over Indonesia to Bali, and I'll go ahead and say this now. Excuse me later if I have to like mute myself or anything like that, because I was actually sorta sick over the weekend. Pretty much up until yesterday, which is one of the reasons I did not stream yesterday. I also was just really busy with work and just really didn't have time to get a stream off yesterday, but I also just wasn't feeling great. But I started feeling pretty bad on Friday, and actually, well, let's not say felt bad. I started feeling signs of like my body wanting to get sick on Friday. When I noticed it, I was like, heck no, I'm not getting sick, because a friend of mine was sick, and I was around him for like 2 hours on one day. The next day, I started getting a scratchy throat, and I'm like, what the heck, man? And so I'm like, no, I'm not getting sick. So I went to the store, got me some medicine ahead of time, was taking that, still taking that up until right before the stream. And so, but I'm feeling a lot better today. A lot better today. My throat doesn't really hurt. I've been coughing a little bit here and there, but really just from, I don't know, I guess my throat being a little dry. And I think I may have a few more symptoms today, because I'm actually talking. Like, in the last few days, I really haven't been around a lot of people. I've been at home, haven't been talking very much. So, and that's been probably helping with my healing process. But now that I'm kind of back streaming, talking, laughing, all that kind of stuff, may have to cough a few times, you know what I mean? But I'm just thankful I didn't get full-blown sick this time. When I get full-blown sick, like, I'm out for like a week, man. Like, it's bad. It's bad. All right, let's take a look here. Does it show our ground speed? Yes, ground speed 13 knots. I'm gonna keep bugging about this until it happens, but people always ask me, what do you want to see in Infinite Flight? Obviously, I play a lot of different simulators. I play X-Plane. I've played Infinite Flight, obviously. I play other flight simulators, other games, other aviation type games. And the main thing a few of the main things that I want on Infinite Flight. One is clouds. 2 3D buildings and objects or terminals on the ground. I think all that would help. And also, another big one that I feel like people don't ask enough for is new sounds for pretty much every plane. You know, I'm just gonna set the bar high. I want new sounds for every single plane. I know that sounds like a lot, but that's what I want. That is what I want. The Airbus and the 737 should not sound the same. Matter of fact, I think right now the way it works is I think all the airliners are using the exact same sound pack. But I would love to see a rework. And even if they have to do one plane at a time, like that's fine, because I know it takes a lot of time and resources to get all those sounds and get those programmed and all that kind of stuff. So I understand it takes time, you know what I mean? But that A350 better come with some A350 sounds. That's all I'm saying. You guys may want gear tilt. I want sounds. I don't want the A350 to sound like this plane. I mean, if it does, it's still going to be a good plane. I'm just saying it would be incomplete without having that A350 engine. I know A350 is technically quieter than a lot of the other planes that are out, but still, I need to have it. All right, we are about to hold short runway 07 left, call sign blue 116, I think. What airline is that ahead of us? Garuda, Indonesia. Oh, that's cool. I've never actually had a use to use that airline, but now that we have Indonesia in the scenery, now I love that. I love the fact that we have the HD scenery all around the world now, and a lot of the airlines and liveries that we've had in Infinite Flight before in the past that we really didn't use very much because the scenery was just horrible in those areas. But now having good HD scenery there, it's great to be able to finally use some of these liveries and finally see like Garuda out here. Like, honestly, if I was not wanting to fly Airbus today, I would have flew that livery. I would not mind flying that livery. AirAsia is not my favorite livery. It looks a little busy. It looks a little, it looks a little immature. That's probably harsh words for AirAsia. I don't know. I've never been a fan of the AirAsia livery. Like, I've flown it a couple times, but it's just, I don't know, something about it. I like the tail. Like, if I block out everything else, I like the stabilizer. I like that part. I just don't like the fuselage part. Like, I don't know. I just don't like that. I'm not a fan. Anyways, let me stop criticizing everything. Take off in first officer. Why would I do that? Yeah, there isn't that. Thank you though, Thomas, for pointing that out. There is a new camera for the first officer seat. It just feels really weird being in this chair. Like, I feel so thrown off. Like, right now I feel so disoriented being in this chair. You do not want to see me do a takeoff in the right seat. You know what? Forget it. We'll do it in the right seat. Just for you, Thomas. I'll be somehow. Who's gonna be the pilot then? If I'm first officer, who's piloting command?
Jakarta Soekarno Unicorn, Red Cat 433 is taking off.
Also, check this out.
Departing south.
You can change the range of the MFD. That's dope. Like, that's freaking dope. I like that. Alright, we'll set it to 40 for now. What does this do? Oh, the arc. Oh, that's cool too. Alright, I think we're next. Alright, we're still waiting. Ooh-wee. I'm gonna do the first officer takeoff this one time, but we'll see how it goes. I guess it's the same. This feels weird being in the right chair of anything. I feel like I should be riding along. Like, the fact that, like, man, that brings up my another thought. And I don't know, I feel like every time I do an Infinite Flight stream, I'm just here, like, requesting features. But Another thing I would love to see is a way to spectate other aircraft from their aircraft, so you can like basically log on as a spectator for this flight or a passenger for this flight, and maybe even, you know, share a cockpit would be pretty dope too. I don't know how that would work, but you know what I'm saying, it'd be kind of cool if, you know, if me and Mr. Garuda right here were like, yo, let's both fly Garuda. Matter of fact, let's fly together. We could fly to Bali. I'll be the pilot in command. You be the first officer. You handle the radios. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's not really much to do on Infinite Flight because it's not like a full, like, it doesn't have full system depth or anything. Oh, that's actually interesting. I've never actually looked over and been able to see her. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be a nice community feature to incorporate. I mean, we have all these other really cool community features where we have multiplayer with ATC. We have other aircraft out here. All these people are real people, in case you're new to Infinite Flight. But it'd be really cool to be able to actually spectate or ride along with another aircraft. I mean, even just riding along would be a great start to a feature like this. So anyways, there goes my feature request. All right, we are Blue 116 holding short runway 07 left.
Jakarta, so
Ready to go.
Blue 116 flight of 2, holding short runway 7 left.
Mr. Jingles, what's up? Sorry guys, I have not really been looking at the chat. I've been talking and taxiing. As you can see, not doing too well because I'm not even on the line. That's because I'm in the right seat. Alright, is he rolling yet? Alright, he's rolling. Alright, let's check, make sure there's no other aircraft on final. There are no aircraft on final. We will go ahead and announce our takeoff on runway 07 left, departing to the east.
Jakarta, Soekarno Unicorn.
Brakes release, strobes on, landing lights on. Remember to always turn on your landings and strobe lights before entering the runway. People, let's get it going. Let's calibrate our screen. Yeah, it's so weird in the right seat. Like, I don't know if I'm even on the line when I'm taxiing. Somebody just commented, why is he in the right seat? Somebody explain. Because the woman is in control. That is why. I fly the plane, she uses the autopilot. Somebody's gonna get offended by that somehow. Alright, I believe we're ready to go. Only thing we didn't do is set our trim. This feels so weird. This feels so weird. This is so freaking weird. Like, I don't even... This is where the line is? Oh, we're close. Alright, we're rolling. Let's go. This is hilarious. Alright, take off power. This is so weird. No HUD, baby. No HUD life. We'll take off runway heading and make a right. We'll bank right. How fast are we going? I cannot see. Alright, there's 130, 140 knots and rotates. Thankfully, it's not very windy today. Positive climb, gear up. Oh, I love this. I gotta say, I love the fact that I'm flying right now and I don't have crap on my screen. This is amazing. You know how much I hate that stuff on my screen. Alright, gear is up, but I still see 3 green. That is a problem. I'm gonna go heading mode. I don't know how fast I'm going because I can barely see it. Okay, let's see. 180. Alright, let's continue. One thing we're missing is a flight director. Yeah, we need one of those. Airbus basically flies itself, so that flight director is very helpful. I'm gonna go ahead and bank right. Just, I guess, kind of wing it. Trying. Okay, we're at about 200 knots. We'll go flaps up. Passing looks like 5,000 feet. I can't see my vertical speed, but I'm pretty sure it's high. We'll come back to what would usually be about like climb mode in the Airbus to slow our climb, continuing our right hand turn. We can go to systems and lower the range on the MFD to about 20 miles so we can see a better picture. I mean, honestly, if you want to, we could fly this thing completely IFR. Like, we can go straight up IFR and do this right here. Let's watch our speed here. Right at 250 knots.
Jakarta Soekarno Unicum.
7,000 feet. We to maintain our heading here.
Departing east.
Still flying by hand, by the way, guys. Gonna pretend like we're in IMC conditions, I guess. Fly direct to that next waypoint, which is, I don't know, I think that ring is 10 miles. Yes, it says INTAN is at 9.1 nautical miles. We'll be there in 2 minutes. Alright, let's go ahead and set our speed, because I just get annoyed trying to adjust. Okay, now speed is on auto throttle, but we're still in control of everything else. We're gonna fly it up to 10,000 or to INTAN, whichever comes first. There's 10,000. I think I'm gonna keep flying it though. Now I can see my vertical speed. It was like way up at like 5,000, like something ridiculous for a while. Alright, next waypoint. Yeah, so if I had the flight director, which would be a little pink arrow kind of right in the middle of the horizontal, whatever, virtual horizon, it would help us stay on the course that we need to be for our GPS. But I'm kind of doing it by eye with the MFD, which is not really how you usually do it. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead into nav mode here, in altitude select, and actually we're already at 12,000. Did not realize that. Okay, so let's go all the way up to our cruise altitude, which is okay, it's tripping. Up to 35,000 feet. And that was my fault because I was already above 12,000. And you guys know how it is whenever you're whenever you're above the altitude that you have selected and you go into altitude mode, it like trips out. So that was a user error on my part there. I'm gonna climb out about 3,000 feet per minute. You can see that is changing here. So it says flight level 350. We are on course. It shows nav to show that we are in nav mode. Altitude to show that we're in altitude arm mode technically, because we're not at the altitude we're at, but really it's arm to stop at 35,000 feet. That's how it would usually work. And I'm going to change our speed to 280 knots. And now that little triangle shows that that's what our new speed is selected. Our Mach speed is below there in green, 0.54. At the moment. We have a headwind, looks to be 7. Wait, is that right? Yeah, that's what it is. Very nice. So our first departure via IMC in the new Airbus A320. Let's see what else we can look at down here. And again, this is the standby. So like if you were to lose power, this one is supposed to stay on. That's our fuel, I believe. Here's our N1 percentage currently, which matches what we see over there. I think that is something that's not supposed to be like that. The gear should not show 3 green arrows. That would indicate that our gear is down. But our gear is not down. So that should go red and then just blank. Let's see, what else do we need? Landing lights can come off for above 10,000 feet. I'll turn the seatbelt signs off. So you guys, if you guys feel like you need to go use the restroom, we'll tune out a Unicom. Ooh, Unicom, I forgot about that. So, we should be able to see. Wait, did they do that to this plane, or is that only in the Cub? Because we're on frequency 122.8, which it does show right here, 122.8, which is Unicom. If I switch to somebody else, oh, they're all Unicom. All right, well, this is not a good example because they're all 122.8. All right, yeah, it does change. So when I change from Unicom to just a random frequency, it goes to 1215. So now when I go back to Unicom, it shows 122.8. So the radios do update, which is great. That's dope. That's a cool feature. Doesn't really help you in any way currently, but that's just how it's supposed to be. So it's dope. I like that they did that. Do we have any extra information down here? Negative. Alright, so do we have our UTC time? Wait, is that right? Oh no, that's the in-game UTC time. That's not the actual time. Our ground speed is there. Our actual GPS position is there. Our heading track 116. Haha, Blue 116 is on there. I feel like that keeps popping up. Like everywhere I go, I keep seeing 116 everywhere. And if you guys don't know where that is referencing to, here's a quick one for you. The whole reason I even have the 116 thing is, sorry, it comes from a Bible verse, Romans 1:16. And it basically just says, do not be ashamed of the gospel. So if you didn't know that, that is where it came from. And that's why my call sign is 116. We also have our true air temperature, and I think that's what this is. I always forget. TAT? I don't remember. Somebody can remind me what those are. I think one is outside and inside. But that can't be right, because why would they be almost the same? It should be a lot nicer inside than it is outside. I did notice that this screen here is blank, and that is supposed to be something, and I can't remember what that is supposed to be right there. But it's blank now, so that means something could be there in the future. Status usually shows like, you know, like issues. Like if we were low on fuel, it would pop up in there. If our spoilers were out, we forgot them, they should show up in there. But it also sometimes shows up in this area too. So, and we do have our headings selected. 280 is our speed. Heading is set to 115. We're not using that right now, or are we? What is our heading right now? Our heading right now is 116. So this is a little bit off, but we're not using heading mode, so it doesn't even matter. Altitude set to 35,000. And the flight director says it's on, even though we can't see it. We're on standard barometric. All right, let's go back to our normal. I'm going back to the pilot seat because I can't really do that other chair. Thank you, High Champion, for the follow. Welcome to the Blue Arrow, your family, my friend. I know you've always been here, but thank you for supporting the Twitch family. All right, sorry guys, I know I have not really been looking at the chat. I've been really more looking at the plane getting reintroduced and more familiar with everything. You know, it's been a while since me and Airbus have talked together. Let's see, what are you guys talking about? Yonda Morris, what is your favorite airline and plane model? Robin, for real? For real, you followed me? Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Welcome to the Blue Arrow, your family, and supporting the Twitch fam. My favorites. What did you have? My favorite. Oh, wait, how high are we? My favorite. I think it's my favorite airline. My favorite airline is United. My favorite aircraft is 787. My favorite infinite flight aircraft currently is the MD-11. And I think that should answer all your questions so far. Mike, what's up, man? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, High Champion. I remember you, man, from YouTube. But, you know, you joined Twitch, people. Yes, sir. The cockpit is now virtually working. But it's not clickable right now. You can't click on anything in the cockpit. But you can, you know, it's more realistic in there by everything else. It even shows you where overspeed is, which is very important as well. Which is good. I'm glad it actually shows that. Now we're still climbing at 3,000 feet per minute. And we're doing really good in this climb. 3,000 feet per minute at Mach 0.78. That's really good. One thing I wonder, and I don't think, I'm not going to get my hopes up right now, but one thing I'm thinking right now is, do we get TCAS on the MFD? I'm starting to talk like Bill Cosby. No, I don't believe so, because if I zoom out, that next aircraft from me, let's find out how far away he is from me right now. We'll go to live, we'll turn on hide airplane names, resume. And let's see. He is 9 miles ahead of me, Mr. Captain Benjamin. What's up, bro? Be using you as an example today. And if I make sure that our range, actually our range right now is 28 nautical miles, which means that that first circle dotted line is 10 miles. I don't see any aircraft indications, so we do not have a TCAS. I know that maybe I'm hoping for too much, but you know what I mean? Like, you know, I can't help it. I got high hopes. I know Infinite Flight is capable. Somebody mentioned to me the other day about like Infinite Flight wanting to add some new features, but they couldn't, or they can't yet, because they're still trying to continue support for some of the older phones. And how do you guys feel about that? Like, I want to know. I'm curious. I'm serious. What do you guys think? Do you think Infinite Flight should give some of these older phones the boot so that we can get some new features on Infinite Flight, such as clouds, such as buildings, such as a lot of these things that are going to be a bit more intensive on the operating systems of our phones? Or would you like them to, you know, wait? I think I know the answer already, but would you like them to wait and, you know, keep, you know, supporting these older phones? I don't know how old Infinite Flight can go right now, but I know that if they kind of raised the bar and was like, hey, you know, we're gonna stop supporting iPhone 7 and 8 or whatever, I don't know where we're at right now, but we stop supporting some of those older phones, this would be a crazy, this simulator would definitely be a lot more powerful. Raven says you think they should move on. Captain Garcia says, I think they should kill those old phones, in my opinion. Ben Brown, you're about to do a long haul today, so I was live. Well, what's up, bro? Oh, that would be dope too. Who said that? You think Infinite Flight? Kamani says, you think Infinite Flight should add the audio TCAS call out? I agree. We would hear it all the freaking time. I know that much. Uh-oh. I bumped it. Okay, we're back. Texting my wife. Yeah, texting her, you know, because if I don't, then, you know, she's like, why you didn't text me back? Anyways, oh, Ben Brown, you're Captain Benjamin. Pretty cool, man. Yana says I should be ATC. I actually want to. I do. I do. Actually, I'm gonna make this public. You know what I mean? I'll make this public because maybe it'll actually happen. I challenged Starly. You know Starly, one of my moderators. He's been a moderator for a long time and helped out with a lot of things. I challenged him. I was like, hey, if you become IFATC, so will I. And so I already want to. My honest reason why I am not IFATC is a few things. One is I failed the test. Okay, I failed it. I'm just not a good test taker. I know a lot of stuff. I just failed the test. Why am I on this screen? Let's go with something more interesting looking. Two, I don't feel like retaking the test. That's the other thing. I don't know. Like I think I'm right at that point where I'm supposed to take the test again, and I just don't feel like taking it. So, yeah, there's that. Nice Fitbit, appreciate it, bro. My wife's is a whole lot nicer. Hers actually has like a heartbeat sensor or something like that. Ben Brown, did they mention what would happen in future updates when you were at the Infinite Flight event? No. They didn't tell me anything more than is already public. Oh yeah, let me mention. So we're at cruising 35,000 feet. Cruising at Mach 0.78. I'm actually flying the speed limit today. And that's for everybody. So I had to mention this because somebody was saying that somebody was overtaking them. So please fly the published speed, Mach 0.78, because if we don't, we will fly all over top of each other. We don't have ATC, and landing will be hectic. So I don't care where you are in line, if you're in the back, if you're in the front, if you're in a rush, I don't care, it doesn't matter. Stay where you're at, Mach 0.78. Don't make sure you maintain space between you and the aircraft ahead of you, at least 5 to 10 miles. And we'll be all good. We'll all get along. I keep doing that, my bad. I'm trying to like text from my computer and I keep bumping the cord. Oh no, did I lose sound? We actually lost sound. Come on. No way. For real? Okay, there it is. It's back. But all right. So yeah. So far though, I'm digging it. I'm digging the A320 update. I'm digging the A320 update. I would love to see this. you know what I'm gonna say. I'd love to see this on the other planes. By default. By default, I would love to see this, workable cockpits that actually animate in these 737s, all the Boeings, all the other Airbus aircraft. Because right now, I believe this is only working for the A318 through 21. So the A330 sadly did not get it. Look at Indonesia though, guys. Beautiful. Sites that we were not able to see before. The new scenery updates, Infinite Flight. I'm still requesting that we can get a update where I can actually rotate the screen, kind of like in replay mode, where the HUD won't actually come up. So like a way to hide the UI when we're in cruise. Because I mean, to be honestly, most of your flight is always in cruise. So I would love to be able to look around and not see the HUD. That would be amazing. Same way in the cockpit too. I said, does it show us any kind of ETE inside? Or I guess we already have it, but we're 57 minutes away. Current flight time is 20 minutes. It does. What is this one saying? It says ET. Is that estimated time to the next waypoint? What was that? Is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, that's flight time. Okay, that's what that is. Well, dope. Alright, let me catch up on chat. Sierra 7 Alpha Bravo says I use an iPad Pro 11-inch for infinite flight. Lucky you. Ben Brown, that was not that long ago. That was only like 2 weeks ago we did that flight in Angola. Why is the single player replay removed? I didn't realize that single player was removed. Do I think they should add a feature where you can see inside the airplane cabin as a camera angle? Yes, and I believe that will probably come on a per plane basis, because if you think about it right now, the only aircraft who have that are the aircraft who actually have a cabin, like the CRJ. What else have a cabin? I'm drawing a blank right now, but you know what I'm saying. So like right now, the A320 doesn't even have a modeled cabin, so all we're gonna get is the regular wing view. But yes, I do think they should add that. I agree, Kamani. I was actually just thinking about that before today's flight. I was like, man, I need to get an iPad. I really do. Like, I really do need to get an iPad. I'm gonna have to invest in an iPad. And if I get an iPad, it's gonna have to be the Pro. Honestly, like I think that's what I'm gonna have to get. What I need to probably do is like make a GoFundMe for an iPad Pro. Oh man. Jazzy Umbles, what's up, man? What's the cruising playlist you use for your music when you're cruising? I use a website called epidemicsound.com. I am not sponsored by them. If they want to, hit me up, but I am not sponsored by them, but that is what I'm using. It is not free though, but you can do a free trial. Thomas says, before joining IFATC, I should buy an iPad. Okay. Ben Brown, am I gonna have another tour? Yes, sir. We're actually planning a tour for next week. I know I was gonna do that this week, but this week it wasn't gonna work out. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because so far, I mean, I didn't get to stream yesterday, and I was kind of like iffy about today. So the plan is I'm working with my moderators now to discuss a tour, an infinite flight tour for next week, and that'll probably be the last tour of the summer for infinite flight, and we'll move on to other things. So definitely come out. I'm probably gonna try to make that a big deal. We'll see how it goes. Captain Garcia, you want ATC Center? So do I, bro. I think that'd be great. Taha Electric Walla, what airline company do I want to work for when I complete flight school? Honestly, I don't know. I don't have any preferences right now. Honestly, just whoever has the best opportunity. And flying is just, you know, just want to fly in general. But yeah, so I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream. So my schedule for this week, I did it again. Why is it so sensitive today, man? I hope it doesn't do it in landing. My schedule for this week is infinite flight today, as I said, and the rest of the week will be X-Plane. So, mobile duo game, what up, man? When can I start my descent? Good time is usually around 150 miles, about 1,500 feet per minute. It's a good place to start. It's a little early than some people, but it's a good place to start. I know, Ben. I know, bro. That is the biggest. That is like, oh man, that is like the best. Sorry, that's ideal when streaming Infinite Flight, or just playing Infinite Flight in general. Is I've definitely learned, and it was even more clear to me when I went to Orlando and I met Infinite Flight and their crew, because they had their whole booth is set up with like iPads, and being able to play on a big screen like that. It's a little different for me because I'm used to controlling the aircraft on a small screen, but once you get used to it, I mean, it's the same basically. But the great part about having is that you have a lot more screen. The buttons are smaller. So like on me, like I think the main reason I hate seeing the UI, I like the UI. Like I like how simple it is. I'm not complaining that the UI is bad, and by UI I mean user interface. My issue is I don't like seeing it. But on the iPad, it's like the same size. The buttons are the same size, but the screen is like 10 times bigger. So I would prefer to play on an iPad for sure. And I always tell people too, like if I had an iPad, I would do more flights off stream because I don't have to, like I'd probably do more long hauls if I didn't if I had an iPad. So I might look into it to see how much they're going for right now, but I mean that's like a few $100s, you know what I mean? So I don't know if I can swing that right now. And we'll see if I can like convince my wife that she needs an iPad, that we need an iPad. And I'm not just getting an iPad for me, because she already thinks I spend money on useless stuff. So for me to buy an iPad, you know, how am I gonna? Yeah. But anyways, well, yeah. Who needs an iPad when you can plug an HDMI to your big screen? Which I can see my Infinite Flight on my big screen right now. It's not. It's really the same size, honestly. It's about the same size of my screen as it is here, because I have it inside of OBS, and OBS has kind of shrunk it down for the stream. But yeah, I could do that. But at the same time, like it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same as having the game on a physical big screen. And if I had an iPad, I'm kind of trying to convince myself now reasons why I need an iPad. I could also watch Netflix with it. I could honestly work from it. So a lot of my work is internet based, so I could work on my iPad as well if I had one. I could allow my wife to use it for her watching her shows on Netflix and her whatever else she wants to do on the internet. You know what I mean? So, but. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, man. I don't know. Alright, we're 47 minutes out. Over Indonesia right now, headed for Bali. Took off out of Jakarta. I'm digging the scenery. I'm digging it. It's Raven was asking me what do I think about the scenery. I think it's nice. I mean, I don't know. It's not like blowing me away right now. The beaches are nice. The ocean, I do like this route. Like it's a very scenic route. Like this is my kind of route. You got a little beach, you got some mountains. Like that's me. That's all me. So I like it. I don't know. I kind of was. This doesn't look. I mean, I'm at 35,000 feet right now, and I kind of thought that the resolution of the scenery would be a bit better from this altitude. You know what I mean? And I'm just being, straight up honest with you right now. It looks good from a distance. And from this altitude, you can actually make out the streets and things like that. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know we have an entire world. I'm not gonna complain too much, honestly, guys. I feel like I'm gonna complain all stream. But we have the entire world in orthographic scenery. So I don't know how much space it would take to get a little bit better per pixel rate or resolution. Just a little bit better resolution. Cause like I'm looking at a screenshot on the Infinite Flight's website of some mountains in a desert somewhere, and that looks amazing. Why does mine not look like that? Did it change my settings? Like, are my graphics settings turned down? No, we're good. Hope this isn't pausing me. Nah, we're straight. So no, like it's nice, but it's not blowing me away. It's almost like it's not loaded in all the way. Like you see how blurry that looks? Like I feel like it maybe hasn't, like maybe something with my internet and it hasn't loaded in. I don't know. It just doesn't look as I don't know. I'm not as good as I expected. Captain Rowdy, what's happening, bro? Hope you have a great flight. Talk to you later. What's up, man? See you later. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, Ben Brown, you are correct. The issue is that Apple products are extremely expensive, and we have some new ones coming out next month. So I think before I decide to buy anything Apple, I probably should wait till September till they announce what's going on with this new iPhone. You know what I mean? My dad was hitting me up the other day asking me. He's actually an Android user. Me and my mom and my wife, we all have iPhones. My mom, that was her first iPhone. Matter of fact, she has my own iPhone 7 Plus. So I taught her how to use that one. So I think maybe my dad's warming up to the idea of switching to Apple. Yeah. So he hit me up the other day. He's like, hey, what iPhone do you recommend? I was like, I would wait till September to find out what's going on with Apple before you go and buy anything at Apple right now. Because prices may drop when the new ones come out, you know. Like, I'd hate for you to buy a brand new iPhone 10 full price when the iPhone 12 or whatever the heck's coming out next comes out this year. You know what I mean? Malaysia 001, what's up? Good to see you. Ball for Life is the Silk Air A319 livery new and TAM A319. Honestly, I don't know, but maybe somebody else in the chat may be able to answer that question for you. I should fly Southwest. I haven't flown Southwest in a while in a stream. I don't think I've flown Southwest since that incident with the one engine out that lady landed the aircraft. Captain Jamaica was happening, bro. I'm just gonna ignore that comment, Mr. Jamaica, because seems to be slandering the iPhone's name. Nah. Kamani is the only child, and the benefit is you get everything you want. I'm an only child too, but I did not get everything I wanted. So I'm not one of those only childs who's used to getting everything they want. Once I got my own money, now I buy whatever the heck I want, usually. Call me Quackit Jr. Quack Kitty Jr., what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I think you're new, bro. Welcome, bro. Good to see you. Welcome. Just come on in. Come on in. Why don't I do a shared cockpit video on X-Plane with my wife? That would be an experience for all of us, that is for sure. I don't know how that would go. She's not very interested in gaming or planes, so I feel like she'd just be there bored. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. I would love to get her though. I want to get her on some kind of video with me. Like when Resident Evil came out, I was gonna try to do a video, like a playthrough with her, because like she likes scary movies and like that game would scare the heck out of her, I think, and I would just love to see her reaction, you know. So maybe someday I can convince her to play something with me. We'll see. Hunter Stacks 13, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Javion Johnson, that would be great content. I agree. That would be amazing content. I want to see that. I would watch that. Wife plays X-Plane 11. I don't know. You know, I can already see the clickbait. I should do a video where my wife flies infinite flight. She would crash and then give up. Declan just finished a long haul from, looks like, Dallas to somewhere on the other side of the world. Well, welcome to wherever you are now. Thomas, did I check out your event? I did look at the page. That was a few days ago. I don't remember what I did earlier today, so I'll be honest with you. I don't 100% remember. I just remember something about it being in Houston and being a summer event. And I think I told you this already, but I can't promise I'll be there. But I'll see if I can get there. No problem, call. Well, Gear Down, I guess, is your actual name. So thank you though for joining us with us today on Twitch. Dublin, thank you very much. Sorry, I mean, people always send me ICO codes for like all kind of stuff, you know, and I'm like, I'll be honest with you, I don't know where the heck that is. Like today, I was like trying to decide where I want to fly on Infinite Flight, and one of the moderators was like, we should go to Bali. I was like, where the heck is that? I don't know where that is. And so now I do, because we're flying there. So this is, you know, this is a good excuse. So if you're in school for some reason already, like summer school, you know, tell your teacher that this is educational and this is a geography class, because we're all learning a little bit about something. Thank you, Call Me Quick, aka Gear Down. Welcome to the Blue Airway family. Thank you for supporting us on Twitch, man. I like this song. Adding it to my playlist. There's a lot of songs on this website that I don't like, so I'm trying to find the ones that I do like and add them to a playlist. Alright guys, today's motivational quote of the day. I need to have like a whole like video like transition to go into my motivate. I'm gonna do that. That's a good idea. I'm gonna make a trend. Sounds like a lot of work. I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna step up my graphic game a little bit every year. I'm gonna have to add some motivational quotes, transitions, and some other stinger transitions. I know how to do them. They just take a little time to make. Anyways, today's motivational quote of the day transition is we overestimate what we can do with the opportunities we don't have, and we underestimate the opportunities we already have. Let me say it again because sometimes I get mixed up in my own words. So today's motivational quote of the day is we overestimate what we can do with the opportunities we don't have, and we underestimate the opportunities we already have. For example, that iPad that I want, well, I want it now. Like, I can overestimate the opportunities that iPad would bring me, and underestimate the opportunities that my iPhone has already given me. You know what I'm saying? So take advantage. I preach this hard, like for real. Like when I talk to people, I'm like, yo, like I understand stuff takes freaking money. I didn't have an iPhone 10 when I first started streaming. I had an iPhone 7. That's pretty good though. But I also didn't have a PC when I had that iPhone 7. So yeah. But I had to work with what I had. I had to work with what I got. I had the iPhone 7. I plugged that into. Actually, I used something called what was that app I used to use? Something with the Vidi. It's like an app streaming, so you don't have to actually have any capture card. You don't have to plug in anything. You just basically stream directly from your phone. And that's all I had at the time. Honestly, was not the best quality of streaming, but I made it work. And eventually, I did, you know, have the money to buy a computer, and then eventually had the money to get a Elgato capture card. You know what I mean? You slowly progress and you make things better. I had a friend of mine who wanted to start a YouTube channel. Matter of fact, he has a YouTube channel, and I think it's like more like a blog YouTube channel where he like talks about different stuff. You know, he was like talking to me. You know, we're good friends, and he's showing me this new camera, this DSLR camera, a very expensive camera that he wanted to use. But this guy has like 2 videos on his YouTube channel. I think that he recorded with his iPhone, which if you think about it, iPhone is like, in general, I mean, it's just saying the phones that we have, not just iPhone, because a lot of people are going to be like, what, you know, Android has good phones too, like whatever. Yeah, they do have good phones, and they have good cameras. But the point is, the phones we have now have like studio quality cameras on them, whether it be photo or video. You can record some amazing photos and videos on these cameras. So I was like, before you go and spend $1,500, $3,000 on a camera, why don't you use the one you have right now and use that, build up your YouTube audience, build up your presence, build up your brand, and then as you grow, you can start adding more things to your studio setup. And I always use myself as an example because I know myself better than anybody else, but I did the same thing. So I with the iPhone 7, had no computer to stream with. I figured it out. I YouTubed the heck out of it and found out how to stream from my iPhone 7 Plus back in the day. And then eventually got the Elgato capture card. I found that didn't work very well on a MacBook, at least not the one I have. And then got a PC. Was finally able to do PC game streams, which is what I had always wanted to do, as well as do flight simulators and stuff like that. And got a camera now. I got an actual light. I got one light, just one light. I might eventually get two. My desk is too small. Like, I'm outgrowing my desk. Like, my stream setup is outgrowing my desk. So before I can really add anything else to my stream setup physically, I'm gonna probably have to get a new desk. So I guess I'll be looking into that. I only have one screen. Like, I have one computer screen. I don't have dual screen setup. I don't have like a massive screen. It's just one screen. It's 1080 it's 1080 resolution. So you know what I mean. So like, you don't have to have a 4K. You know what I mean. You gotta have this crazy setup, man. When I was in Orlando, I know I'm talking a lot today, but this is a live stream, and what else am I gonna do? When I was in Orlando, I got to meet a lot of different streamers. One in particular, which a lot of you probably already know this guy. His name is Jeff Fabiano. Honestly, I looked up to him for a very long time. Even before I was streaming, I was watching his videos, watching his live streams. And anyway, so I got to see him. I got to meet him. He's a really cool guy. I got to meet what's his name? Dave. I always laugh when I think about his name. I got to meet Dave, and I got to see his full stream setup, which was dope because it gave me a picture of what, in my eyes, he may not see himself as a pro streamer, but in my eyes, somebody who's out there doing their thing, like this is their living, like it gave me a vision of what it looks like. And yeah, I don't need all the stuff he has to do a successful live stream and have a lot of people watching and all that stuff, but over the years he's accumulated those products. Some of those products are probably given to him, but it's just crazy. Like, it looked like a radio station in a little box, so it's cool. But anyways, yes, I think this is a great time for shout outs. I've been talking enough. I think it's a good time to appreciate and spotlight some of the people who came to listen to me talk. So, I don't know what I'm doing. You know what, I should have brought a drink of water. That's what I should have done. Hunter Stacks, please hold that question just for a second. I'm gonna do shout outs here. If you're watching right now and you can hear my voice and you are enjoying the stream, if you're not enjoying the stream, I don't want to hear from you. But if you are enjoying the stream, go ahead and leave a emoji and let me know what your favorite place to fly is now that Infinite Flight has the new scenery. So let me know what's your favorite location so far, or place that you want to go. Either way, just pick a place. Emoji, location. I got a shout out waiting for you. Let's go. This is Blue 116 on Blue Air Radio, FM 116. Bam! Shoutouts, Thomas Pro, what's up, bro? Always glad to have you, my friend. Yonda Morris, welcome and glad to have you as well. Raven says MHTG. I don't know what that is. Again, I don't know all the IKO codes, man. But Bora Bora, says Thomas. Yonda says Puerto Rico is where you want to go. Puerto Rico is a great place. You should definitely go there in real life. Declan McGee says Dublin. Baseball Inferno. I like flying down to San Jose, Costa Rica, where we can vacation a lot in real life. Very cool. Kamani's World says I like fly over the Himalayas. Oh yeah, always. Infinite Flight 003 Dubai. Dante Gaming, LHR, and EDDF. I know one of those is Frankfurt. Legitness. Ben Brown says Bristol is fairly hard landing, but once you get used to it, it is quite easy to butter that bread. Nice. Hunter Stacks 13. I want to fly to Mauritius. Ball for Life, Trinidad and Tobago. Legitness. Infinite TK. I hope there's enough parking. I hope so too. Kamani likes flying in the USA. So do I. Captain Jamaica Zurich. Very nice. Raven says Tongue Content International. Hunter, I was holding because I'm doing shout outs. And Captain Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica, your hometown. Legit, man. Hunter, you got a location for you, bro? I got that question coming for you here soon. Bro, I don't know what playlist I clicked on, but this is dope. I'm feeling it. Hey. You are now listening to Blue Arrow Radio on Blue FM 16. What did I say? You are now listening to Blue Arrow Radio on FM 116. I don't even know if that's a real radio like program. This song is called Too Fast by WIII. Hunter Madeira. Heck yeah, bro. Great choice. Raul says Amsterdam. I should fly to Columbus, Ohio, says Yana. I think you've asked that before. I don't think I've flown there yet, but we should. Ooh, is there any hubs out there? Or is that like a connection type of spot? Madeira is a pretty challenging approach and is very fun. It's one of my favorite approaches, honestly. FM 116.0. Infinite TK Innsbruck. All right, let me go back to that question from Hunter. He was asking something. It wasn't a confusing question. It was a pretty simple one. I think you were asking if the developers should do a rework of the A380. I say yes. A380, as a lot of you guys, if you've been around here long enough, you know that I'm not a big fan of the A380 in general. Like in real life, I don't like that plane, but it does need a rework because it's just kind of like at the same level of quality as like the 777 and a lot of the planes that are getting reworked. So yeah, the A380 definitely needs a rework. I think maybe I'm a little bitter towards the A380 because the A380 is usually the one that it's like the troll plane of choice. You know what I mean? Like if somebody wants to troll you at any given time, they'll just hop in the A380. And I think that's one of the reasons. I mean, I already don't like the A380, but that just made it worse for me. So, but yes, to answer your question, I do think they should update it and rework it. And if they did, I would fly it at least once. I prefer the A330 over it. What are my thoughts on Real Flight Simulator? I don't have any yet. I'm going through the app now. Like literally earlier today, I was kind of going through it, learning about it. So look for a video in the next coming weeks, probably, from Real Flight Simulator on the Blue Games channel. Most likely a review. So I'll let you guys know. I have to, when I do my reviews, any kind of review, whether it's an aircraft review or it's a game review, I have to make sure that I really like look at the ins and out of that. Like I think first impression videos are cool too, which I might do that. I might do both. That was initially my plan for Aerofly FS 2019, was to do 2 videos, to do a first impression video where I'm like, all right, this is my first time looking at it, and a actual review video where I'm like I've actually played with the game countless times. I've done a lot of flights. I've learned how to do, like I know enough about the game that I can teach you how to play it. At that point, I feel that I can actually review it. You know what I mean? I feel like anything ahead of that is not a fair review. It's more of a first impression. So it's gonna take me probably at least a week or 2 to really dissect and look into that game to find out how I really feel about it. Because sometimes you got to get past the the wall of the shock factor. You know what I mean? Like there's always every game, every product has a. Oh, this is nice out here actually. Ooh-wee. I think we finally got to the nice part of Indonesia. Nah, everything about Indonesia was beautiful already, but this is, I was like, I don't know, it's just, I like it all. I like everything I'm seeing, all the mountains. I like the coast, the shallow waters. Everything looks very nice. But what was I even saying? I forgot. Oh yeah, every product has like that. I don't know what term to use, but like the level where you're like, oh, this is like really cool, like it's like really amazing. But then when you use the product over and over and over, you start to find and you realize that the weaknesses. And that's basically what I'm looking for whenever I do a review of something. I'm looking for the weaknesses. I'm looking for what's wrong with it when you're like regularly using it, and not just that first impression. Because the first impression obviously is gonna be good. They want that first impression to be amazing. You want to Mac Attack, thank you bro for the follow. Welcome to the Blue Arrow family. But they want that first impression to be like, yeah, like that. They want it to be the hook. As soon as you buy it or you download it, you're like, yeah, I like this. I'm buying it. I'm spending it. Shut up and take my money. But then you play it for like a couple months and you're like, I don't really like it anymore. You know what I mean? Because you've gotten past that that honeymoon phase. And so whenever I do a review, I try to break myself past the honeymoon phase to a point where I have an honest opinion about it. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, so that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm probably gonna do a few more reviews. I can't tell you all of my plans. You know what I'm saying? I'm strong on believing on show you what I've done rather than tell you what I'm gonna do. But since we're talking, I'll just let you guys pick my brain here for a bit. But some of the things I'm planning on doing is doing a few more reviews. I'm planning on doing a new review for Infinite Flight. Thank you, Hunter, for the subscription. Welcome to the Blue Arrow family. I'm planning on doing a new review for Infinite Flight, but I probably won't be out for a while. Why? I am kind of waiting for the A350. And I don't know if I'm going to keep waiting for it. We'll see. But I kind of don't want to put another review out with the A350 not a part of it, because I want to be able to have that in the review. My last review was almost 2 years ago. I want to do another review for Aeroflight Fest 2019. I want to do a new review for Real Flight Simulator. And when X-Plane Mobile comes out, the new one with Global, I'll be doing a review for that as well. So I'm getting into doing more reviews because I've learned the value in a review. Because a lot of people come out and they spend a lot of money. They spend their hard-earned money on these games. And sorry, I'm out of breath. I remember I was sick like just yesterday. They spend their hard-earned money on these games, on these add-ons, and I want to be able to help people decide whether or not it's for them. And some people may watch my video like, yeah, because of this reason, I don't want it. And some people may watch the same video and be like, well, because of this reason, I do want it, because they just have different thoughts. Mac Attack loves Boeing 747s and British Airways. Pretty cool, bro. Check out the mountain ahead, says Canada Jamaica. Which one? This one? I love the haze look, man. It looks really dope. I think it's one of the things I do like about flying in mountains as well, is I love just the atmospheric effects you see. Like, I feel like Infinite Flight has done a great job in that area graphically, like of really blending the horizons, and like just that picture right there just looks gorgeous. Don't you think? Kevin Stover, what do I think about wing flex on Infinite Flight? Well, kind of like with the camera thing somebody was asking earlier, I think wing flex is going to come on a per plane basis. So the A320 now has wing flex. The A330 has wing flex. The 737 has wing flex. All the newer planes have wing flex, but the older ones not yet have it. Do a review of Roblox Flight Sim. Is that a thing? Is that really a thing? They should add rain. I do agree. Yes, they did release a tweet and an Instagram post of the new A350 cockpit. It's been a while since we've seen any teasers or pictures of the progress of the A350 until yesterday, and I did also post that on my Instagram. Boone Infinite Flying, welcome, bro. RF King Gaming, why does British Airways use A350-1000 for London to Madrid? Dude, they could practically fly that thing around the world. They're using it on that. That is a great question. Well, that's the great thing though about A350s is yes, you could fly it around the world, but you could also fly it on shorter flights and it still be financially beneficial. So I think that's one of the reasons that a lot of people are going to A350s and to 787s, because even though they're technically a long haul plane, you can also fly them on domestic trips and still make good money. Alright, how are we looking on time? 20 minutes to go. We're 150. Oh, it's almost time to descend. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's start thinking about our descent and our landing. Looks like Raven is leading the way. Thank you, Raven, as well, bro. Raven did actually. He's been our fill-in flight director lately, or what did I call it? I forgot what I called it. But Starley's been on vacation basically all summer. He just left us. And now we got our newest moderator, Raven, who's been taking care of a lot of the flight planning for the Infinite Flight. So big thanks to him, and thank you, bro, for stepping up and taking on that responsibility. I really appreciate that. That really helped me out. Like today, I was working up until right before the stream, and I was like, man, I don't have time to plan a flight. And he took care of it for us. So I'm gonna send out to we do have mountains ahead. I'm set to 12,000, we'll do 18,000 for now. I'll adjust that as we descend. I'm gonna descend about 1,500 feet per minute, and we'll see how that does for us. If we need to adjust that, we will. I'm gonna get my charts ready and also find out what the weather's looking like over here in Bali. It's gonna be a really cool landing, guys. I'm looking forward to it. I've never flown here before. I've never been here before. I've never flown in or out. Like, I know nothing about this airport. This is a complete reference from somebody. And so I'm excited to see what the approach looks like, what the land looks like. I did look at the chart, and all I know is that it's a single runway, which means that separation is going to be key, guys. And please make sure that you are separated between you and the guy ahead of you. And if we all do that, we'll be fine. There is no back taxiing, so we don't need to do that. There should be plenty of taxiways. Should be. That's how the chart looks, but we'll see. All right, so elevation. Oh crap. Okay, well. Elevation is 9,843. Was not expecting that. So keep that in mind when you're descending, guys. So I'm glad I chose 18,000 and not 12, because that would have been real low. So we probably could have descended later, but we'll kind of play it by ear and see what's the wind right now. It's like winds are in favor of runway 09er 120 at 8. Visibility is 21. Not bad. Let's see. It is a class Bravo, and it's clear. Scattered at 1600. Temperature 25, 2.24. QNH 1013. That is all good. So we get up the chart for runway 09er for the approach and see. Looks like there is an RNAV approach and a VOR runway 09er. Let's see what the VOR. It might be interesting. Honestly, I feel like a lot of these approaches I would do more often if I didn't have a group behind me who may not do it with me. Let's just do the RNAV GNSS approach, which I believe, yep, that is what we already have set up. That looks exactly like the approach, which is great. If you need to tune into the Bali VOR, if you happen to be flying from X-Plane with us, it's 116.2. So we're gonna want to be at, wait a second, that ain't right. That ain't, something not right. Oh, my bad. Elevation is not 9,000. Elevation, the runway length I think is 9,000. I think that's what that was telling me. Elevation is only 14 feet. I'm tripping. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I was looking at the chart, guys. The runway length is 9,843 feet. The elevation is 14. So. There you go. But our final approach altitude will be 3,000, and we wouldn't want to be at 3,000 before we meet that glide slope, basically. Yeah, something like that. No, I'm lying. We won't be at 3,000 here at KUTA. KUTA. I don't know how Indonesian people talk. I'm pretty sure that's not it. Indonesia, don't tease ya. I'm in the bins with a boat-legged beaver. I don't know if anybody's gonna get that reference. We'll see who we got listening today. No, do not interglide up to 12,000 feet. I was wrong. 13 feet is the airport elevation. That is true, Captain Jamaica. Really, no matter how long the flight is, yes, that puts more pressurization on the cabin. But the aircraft is meant for that pressurization and depressurization. So no matter if it's doing a long flight or a short flight, short flight just means it's gonna have more of them. Descent versus speed. I'm already going 1,500 right now. 1,500 descending 1,500 feet per minute, passing 28,000 feet at Mach 0.78, and there's our airport. That is cool. I love that. Again, this is my favorite feature right here, is being able to see the map in the cockpit without having to go here and without having to hit the HUD on. Like, I love that. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. I love it. Beautiful views out here, man. Still got that Pepsi, bro. That Pepsi, sponsored by Pepsi. Pepsi Cola. Oh, here's the volcano. D4. I don't know. That wasn't him. That wasn't him. Boone Infinite Flying. I just saw your comment. Sorry for being so late. From Vietnam. What's up, man? Good to see you. Kimani says, I can't get my head around how in America you call a handbag a pocketbook. Yeah, we got a little bit of a disconnect there, because a pocketbook for me, like, I don't know who does pocketbooks. A pocketbook for me is almost like a wallet, almost. Maybe you mean like a purse. When I think handbag, I think like a purse, and like for a female. How are we looking? I think we may need I'm gonna set this to 11. And I feel that we're gonna be a bit high. So I'm gonna slow our speed down. I'm slowing down, just so you know, anybody who's behind me on the route, I am slowing my speed down to 270. That's what I'm gonna do. And my vertical speed is 2,000 now. We're 90 miles away. We'll see what happens yonder. I haven't done like a bunch. I flew the other day, but I haven't really flown a bunch. So. Roger that, Thomas. Thank you for the update. This is when the flight becomes discombobulated. Yeah, honestly, it's been a great flight. You guys have done a great job so far. Look at the space that I have. I never had this much space. I'm loving this. So you guys have been doing a great job. Separation looks amazing. I know we don't have like a massive group today, and I'm okay with that. You guys know that. And so spacing has been great. So great job, guys, on the spacing. Just be smart on the approach. You know what to do. We're on expert server. You should already know this, man. So think we just made. Oh no, we're behind Indonesia. Matter of fact, let's be a good example here. Let's make sure we know what we're doing. So I'm gonna check on what that space looks like ahead of us. We're 10 miles back. 19, 21, 29. We're perfect. Perfecto. All right, so I'll go back and go to live. Turn that off. No, I don't think we should do a first officer landing. Maybe we'll save that for next week. Boone Infinite Flying. No, I have not seen that person or channel. I gotta say, guys, thank you so much for a very relaxing, chill, non-stressful flight today. And I know we're not done yet. I know we have a lot of landing to do and stuff, but I should start looking at you maybe when I talk. I always look at the screen, basically look at myself. So it looks like I'm looking in straight. I don't know. I don't think it matters. But yeah. All right. Thank you, Ben Brown. Who's slowing down 240. Actually, I did see that name in chat. But thank you, because I don't know. I've like last week was really stressful when the streaming X-Plane. I know X-Plane is a lot more complicated. There's a lot more moving parts to that, and I had a lot of problems with add-ons and things like that. And it was really annoying and stressful because I was trying to stream and I have a time limit. You know what I mean? So thank you for a chill stream today. It was real simple getting this set up. Thank you for Raven for setting the flight plan up. Again, like trying to balance, you know, work with streaming sometimes very challenging, and work I'll always trump streaming because work actually pays me. So you know, that's the bread and butter that we're about to lay down. But yeah, I just appreciate you guys for not stressing me out today and allowing me to relax and just enjoy myself. And one thing I want to say is with YouTube, it's very easy. And I'm still new at this, like at the whole streaming thing. Like I'm never giving you professional advice. I'm just giving you wise advice. But I'm still new to this, you know, to the whole streaming and all that kind of thing, and YouTuber thing, Twitch streamer thing, whatever you want to call it. And what's up, Nicholas? Good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. And International Left-Handers Day. Well, congratulations, all your left-handers. I'm not one of them, but it's easy to get burned out on, and there's some days you just don't feel like it. Like it doesn't matter how much you love something. Yeah, let's say that. It doesn't matter how much you love a game or person or a job, whatever it is. There's always gonna be days when you just don't freaking feel like doing it. You know, not doing the work. And there's days when I don't feel like streaming. As easy as it is, as fun as it is, as dope as streaming is, like this, and I know 100%. I know other people who do live streams, big and small, who have the exact same thoughts and feelings. They're like, yeah, I don't feel like streaming today. And so, all right, how are we looking? We're at 15,000 feet. Let's slow up, see some more. But anyway, I was just saying, there's days I don't feel like streaming. Today, honestly, was one of them, because I was just really busy with work, and I was kind of stressed with work, and I was like, man, maybe I should just not stream. Maybe I should just, like, not streaming would just unstress me a lot more if I didn't have to worry about, you know, doing that. But I'm glad I did, and I'm glad I'm here and streaming with you guys, and I'm glad you guys are able to watch. But yeah, so anyways, hoping that the rest of the week will be stress-free as well, and that hoping that X-Plane will work for me tomorrow and the rest of the week. All right, we're at 14,000 feet, 58 miles away. We're a little high. I want to be a lot lower. I'm gonna expedite my descent by about 500 feet. I set my speed to 235 knots. So I'm gonna go systems to not systems. Yeah, spoilers to flight. That is usually this knob right here. I don't know if it actually changed. Yeah, it does change. It only goes a little bit. It only gives you a little bit of a drag. But we get our speed down as we're descending here. I'm trying to get down to 10,000 a bit quicker. That's a nice looking island right there below us, though. Make sure you watch your speed below 10,000 feet. You do not want to get caught speeding and get a violation. Spacing still looks great. For a good amount of distance away, we just want to be a little bit lower for where we are. We want to be at 3,000 feet when we get to KUTA. Darth Vader, what's up, man? This is Expert Server, my friend. Your mom's a lefty. My wife is actually a lefty. Nicholas, what's up, man? I can't remember if I said hi to you, but here you go. Don't speak early. What are you talking about, Thomas? Again, guys, no ATC at the destination airport. So far so good, but just make sure that you log on to Unicom, all of your intentions, watch for aircraft ahead of you. Are we close enough for that yet? No. And Hunter, you mentioned earlier you wish that X-Plane would add jetways, and I agree. But you know, I assume it'll come in time. Kind of goes back to my question that I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, was about do you think Infinite Flight should give the older devices the boot and only support the newer devices so that we can have some newer, more powerful features? Or do you think we should keep them for a while? I think most people are going to say the newer one, but I think that the issue with only supporting the newer ones, I think this is probably their, you know, I think this is every mobile game developer's issue, is like, do you stop supporting the older aircraft and then lose a lot of those people, like lose a lot of those players, because, you know, not everybody can just up and get a new device. You know, like if the iPhone 10 were to be phased out for Infinite Flight right now, I would not be playing Infinite Flight because I'm not gonna buy a whole new iPhone right now. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, I want to get a new iPad, but I'm not in the market to get a new phone. So if somebody has a phone, or they just can't afford a phone, they just don't want a new phone, don't have access to get a new phone, then yeah. Yana says they should add the ERJ, MD-80, and 90. That would be nice to have one of those. Ben Brown, yeah, that's plenty. 5 mile gap would be fine if we're slowed down enough. What's your speed right now, bro? 230. Jesus, why am I going so fast? How fast are you going? You're going super slow. What's your speed, bro? Because I am at 235 indicated. And I am catching you at 285 knot ground speed, and you're at 235 ground speed. So if I get, I think maybe you need to speed up. He's at 9,000. I'm gonna go ahead and go down to, so let's go down to 3. Looking at 3,000, speed at 235 knots. I'm gonna descend about pretty quickly, actually. I'm gonna change our MFD screen to 10 miles. Probably do 20. Got a screen on the right, is MFD. We're gonna be at 3,000 at that point at the top of our screen there. Turn the landing lights on. We're about to go below 10,000 feet now. I'm slow down some more to try to avoid any conflict with Indonesia 400. Arnav, GC, I'm in Houston, Texas, buddy. If I were to get an iPad, it would be mainly for Infinite Flight, which would basically boost Infinite Flight's cost to a few $100s. So that'd be crazy. Ravens on the ground. Avia Josh, yes, Boeing does need some love. I agree. Alright, we're so close I actually can't see him now, so that's a problem. Alright, spool is back out. Alright guys, we're gonna prepare for landing here. We have traffic in sight ahead of us. He is very close. He's very slow at the moment. A bit slower than I was hoping for, but maybe he's just trying to descend. I have nice furniture, appreciate it. We're trying to get rid of that couch, honestly. We're trying to get a new couch. Another reason why we're not getting an iPad yet. Money going different directions. How many go-arounds do we predict this group? Just me or all of us? Alright. Alright guys, let me focus on this landing now. No longer really paying attention to chats. Okay. Alright, there's the traffic ahead of us. And let's check on what his speed is now. Again, great job guys on spacing. Alright, his speed is a bit faster than us, so that is good. He is probably about 3 to 5 miles ahead is my prediction. He's at 4,000 feet. So we can actually speed up a little bit. Go to 25. So far, so good. Next time we see land, we'll be landing on it. Ever thought about getting a green screen? I've thought about it, but I don't know, the way this room is set up, I don't know, like I'd have to like basically like nail like the screen to the ceiling and then drop it behind me, and I mean, that would be okay, but I don't know, with my current setup, I'm not really in the market for a green screen. I'm okay with what's happening back here. It's not a necessary expense for me right now. All right, we're almost 3,000. We're right on schedule. Wow. Airport is over there somewhere. Do you see the? Oh, I see it. I have visual. We should be close enough to. Yep, there it is. Unicom. And we'll announce inbound for landing runway 09er. Straight in. Another thing, I want to test. I haven't done this yet, so I want to test it, and that is the ILS and localizer. Does it pick it up on this screen? I don't see why it wouldn't, but I assume it would. But I'm gonna have to turn my HUD on just to change it. That's the only place you can change it. There it is. GPS 09. We can kill the spoilers now. Actually, go to ARM, and it will turn the HUD back off. So it looks like it is working because it says GPS WADD, and we are currently below the glide slope and not yet aligned with the localizer. So we'll remain 3,000 until establishment of ILS runway 09 approach. And oh crap, we're right here. Is that us? We're almost. I didn't know we were that close. All right, let's go slow down. We'll go to 190, 180 knots. And we're going to kill the music here. I think it just ended too, which is perfect. Gotta love when that happens. All right. All right, there it is. We should be there's a localizer right there, which is the bottom pink, the horizontal one, and then the next one is on the right of our thing, that is going to be our glide slope. I'm going to try to connect with that. Even though there's technically no glide slope here, I want to just try to see if it works. GPS approach is not have a glide slope. And approach. See what happens. And it's turning. It's turning. It's adjusting. It says heading. It does not say that we're on the glide slope. But I think we are. And we're 8 miles away. So again, just I'm really enjoying using the actual instruments for this information rather than using the HUD, you know what I mean? Alright, we're on final, guys. Report position. We're on final, runway 09er, 8 mile. Oh, we're not final 2. Change that. Done. Alright, there go flaps 1. Spoilers are armed. Trim is set. Landing lights are on. Our source should be nav 1. Is it working? Yeah. Yeah. For the GPS, for the ILS, you should be using nav 1 for that. So that's correct. And checking out our spacing here, we're looking good. We have traffic behind us, traffic ahead of us, but the distance looks decent. He'll be on the ground well before we touch down. That's perfect. But as you can tell, one of the biggest issues I think I've since the beginning is being able just to see that screen down there. If you're on an iPad, you probably have a bit better. You can probably see that a bit better down there. But for me on an iPhone, it's a bit difficult for me to see that. Let's continue bringing our speed back. I'm gonna go gear down. What a beautiful shot that was. 1,000. Oh, this is a dope approach. Alright, stereo cockpit people. Gotta focus. See what I can cook up for you guys today. Alright. Alright, no HUD life. Flaps 2. Might have to do like this, like kind of zoom in a little bit. 600 feet. This is
Indonesia 400 is clear of all runways.
Flaps 3.
500.
Alright, we're on short final. Runway 09er. Runway is clear.
400.
And we're only a mile and a half out. The plane is rocking back and forth like it's on the edge of stall, so I'm gonna go up a couple knots. Go flaps full. I usually land around like between 135 and 142 knots in the Airbus.
200.
I'm gonna calibrate my screen and I'm gonna take over.
100. 50. 40. 30.
Ay.
10.
Oh, that wasn't bad. Autopilot. That wasn't too bad. Alright, make sure we exit the runway as soon as we can, because we do have traffic behind us on final. Short final, runway 9er. We'll take this exit right here. I don't think I bounced. I didn't see it bounce. You were actually watching from the outside view, so maybe you saw me bounce. Maybe I did, but from my view, I didn't see it bounce. But honestly, the landing was better than I was expecting. I thought it'd be a bit rougher. We don't really have any shock absorbers on this thing. Infinite Flight has not yet integrated the shock absorbency effect on all of the planes. I think you only get it on the A10 right now, and maybe the X Cub. I don't think you get on the X Cub either. All right, we are clear all runways. Go ahead and announce that. Spoiler is off, flaps up, strobes are gonna come off now that we're clear of the runway, as well as landing lights. And release parker brake, we'll taxi parking. Yeah, I did. I basically did auto land on accident. Because I was trying to disconnect the autopilot right before we touched down, like around like 300 feet, I think it was. And I probably should have parked there. And I disconnected the altitude button, but the approach mode was still on, and it basically landed itself. So, yay, auto land. Saving my life. It'd probably been worse if I would have landed myself. Alright, we'll park right here. Actually, that's gonna be too close. Take the next one. I think these spots may be too small for an Airbus, but it's okay.
November 304 Bravo India is clear of all runways.
Denpasam Bureau Unit. Xanadu
Almost.
205 is on fire.
Almost on that yellow line. Alright, guys. Welcome to Bali. This is my first time here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that flight. And hopefully you guys have been enjoying the new update to Infinite Flight with the live cockpits in the A320s. No problem, Captain Jamaica, bro. Would I want shared cockpit to come to Infinite Flight? Absolutely. I want shared cockpit to come to every flight simulator that exists ever, because I have only got to do shared cockpit maybe 2 times on X-Plane with one person, and that was pretty difficult to get set up. So if they could make shared cockpit easier in general in every flight simulator, I'd be very happy, because I think the whole shared cockpit idea is just like a flight simmer's dream. You know it, Kamani. Alright, so I'm just gonna wait. You know how I do. I wait on the ground for a little bit, allow a few of you guys to land before I leave, so I can get some of you guys on my replay. Engines are off. And let's go watch everything turn off as well. So you see here the engines are off. N1 0%. Focus signs are still on. Nav lights are still on. We'll leave those on for now. And we just hit the master button, and it just basically kills it all. But I do like it. It's a very nice addition. I'm liking the direction Infinite Flight's going. You know, one of the biggest things everybody's asking for, obviously, when it comes to Infinite Flight and mobile flight simulators, is clickable cockpits, more interaction inside the cockpit. You know, kind of like the PC Sims, which has its own obstacles, you know. But yeah, Infinite Flight has obviously heard you, and they're working on it. They're adding small things here and there, and I always wonder, you know, and I'm probably gonna ask this in my next stream or something, but where do you think Infinite Flight is gonna be in like 10 years? You know what I mean? Which, I mean, technology is gonna be changed so much in 10 years. So this thing is gonna be a completely different app. Even probably like 2 years, in probably just 2 years time, Infinite Flight may not even be recognizable. You know what I mean? Maybe a whole different game, you know, or it might actually be a whole different simulator. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see, but I'm excited for it. I mean, obviously, you know, I'm a PC simmer as well, so I mean, X-Plane is technically my main flight sim right now, but Infinite Flight is kind of where it all started for me as far as streaming and things like that, and broadcasting. So all right, well, tomorrow, guys, we will be flying again. I'm pretty sure tomorrow we will be flying an Airbus A320 on X-Plane. Where, I don't know yet. But we will definitely, I've been wanting to fly the Airbus. I finally got my Airbus A320 working on X-Plane. Last week it wasn't working, so I finally got it working. So we'll be flying that tomorrow, and I'll be doing another flight. And for the rest of the week, we'll do X-Plane. Next week, come back for the next Infinite Flight tour. So stay tuned for that on Discord, on Instagram, and all that kind of stuff. And I believe everybody, not everybody, but most of you should have landed by now. And thank you guys so much for flying with us today. Stay tuned for the replay or for the landing. And we'll be getting out of here. I have 5 minutes to go. We're doing good on time today, man. Great flight planning. Thank you, Raven. Great point, Avia Josh. She says Infinite Flight is just an enjoyable flight sim. I agree. Infinite Flight is very enjoyable. X-Plane is very serious. I mean, you can just enjoy X-Plane too, but yeah, like if you just want to get up and fly, you don't have to worry about starting an airplane up. You don't have to worry about all the small details. Like Infinite Flight is the way to go, man. And I think a lot of people are there. I think that's where a lot of people are in where they want their flights and experience to be at. So Infinite Flight absolutely plays its part in the flight sim community. And really excited about Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's gonna be a game changer, guys. That is gonna be a game changer. So look forward to doing some group flights. Matter of fact, guys, if you have X-Plane, you want to do some flights, group flights like this on X-Plane, on like VATSIM or Pilot Edge, definitely come through. Look forward to more group flights like this on Microsoft Flight Simulator as well, because it's gonna be cross-platform, which is gonna be pretty dope. Hopefully that works really good too. But we'll see what happens, man. We will see. All right, stand by for the replay. Oh, you know what I forgot? You know what we should do? We should definitely do another screenshot contest. I forgot about that. Send me your screenshots of this flight in the next couple hours. And if I like any, I'll use them. If I don't like any of the screenshots, I'll use my own. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you right now. If I don't like any screenshots that I see, I don't think any of them are good enough for my thumbnail, I will not use any. But I would love for you guys to send your own screenshots of today's flight, and I may use your screenshot for the thumbnail for this flight and post it on Instagram. So make sure you tag me in it on Instagram or post it on Discord. I need it to be high res, no extra information on it. I don't want stream graphics on it. I don't want names on it, like nothing. It needs to be high resolution, and it doesn't even have to be edited. Like you can edit it, but just maybe a soft edit. Don't do too much to it. Anyways, replay time. I'm gonna get a drink of water too. Alright, I'm back, and I really needed a drink. This Gatorade has never tasted better. Alright, watching the landing into Bali in the Airbus A320 Infinite Flight. We'll watch it from a few different views, and then we'll get out of here for today. Let's see how auto land did for us. Ooh. Oh wait, that was rough. That was rough. I ain't gonna lie, like it. That was rough. And I was wrong. The gear does have like some deflection in it, because those gears went down. Right, Banks head. That's what I thought. From the cockpit, it didn't look that bad, but from outside, the outside don't tell no lie. Look at that shot, the aircraft behind us. Alright, from that view, it didn't look that bad. So I don't even know now. Maybe that was misleading. I love the way the Airbus reversers look. I love the way that looks. Let's watch that again. Because it might have been the camera that went up that made it look like it was... Okay, yeah, it's hard. Yeah, that would have been a hard landing. I could tell by the way how fast we were going down, so. Sounds good, Ben. Look forward to seeing the screenshots. Alright, it's I'll get you guys go ahead and vote in for a view. I'm pretty sure I know which one you want. Let's do this one. There's no head shake or anything like that, so we're not really gonna see how hard the landing was from this view. If you have a view you want to see, put it in now. We're almost done here. Blown tire. I know, right? Nice, nice. Otra vez. Let's see what we have next. I'm so glad I didn't land in the right seat, because we would have missed the whole runway if I was in the right seat. Believe me. Let's see. I think the only view, like, really to watch it left is... unless I create my own view. Probably, I don't know, left wing maybe? Tail? Let's do tail. Fuego275, yes, I do use charts. Even from the tail view, it looked rough. So, it was a rough landing. I didn't have infinite operations on. So I can't see what my actual feet per minute rate was, but it's obvious. We already know it was rough landing. It was Ryanair for real. Okay, alright, well guys, thank you again so much for flying with us today, for watching with us today, chilling, hanging out, whatever you want to call it. I do greatly appreciate it, as always. You can always connect with me if you want. That is a dope shot, like somebody better take that. On Instagram, if you ever need to get in contact with me, the best way is usually Instagram or Discord. So all the information is out there for you if you need it. If you need it, but don't spam me, please. Again, the rest of the week we explain. We'll be back same time tomorrow, 1500 Zulu. Hopefully I can start on time. And yeah, I ain't got nothing else to say. Remember, you got 3 choices: give up, give in, or give it all you got. Peace, love, and God bless you. I'll see you guys next time, next video. Peace. Ooh wee, my neck hurt just watching that one. Ouch. Throw some O's in that oof.
Then pass on to your Unicom.
Now everyone can fly, not with AirAsia.
Final, runway 9.
Pretty sure these passengers are scarred for life.